Hello, everybody. This is Uncle Louie coming at you with podcast episode 20, Weathering Times. Yes, episode 20 is finally here. And if you're wondering about this format, why the video looks this way on your screen, I will tell you. I am laying down. Today's podcast is going to be dictated or told by me, Uncle Louie, while I'm laying down. It just seems like the right thing to do, the right thing to do. Very relaxing. Just let all that worry, all the tension that have built throughout the past weeks, just release and breathe. But yes, weathering times indeed, both literally and metaphorically. So as you all do not know, or may know, depending on where you live, there have been a lot of interesting meteorological phenomena happening in the Gulf and the Atlantic areas, and it's definitely something to kind of keep an eye on. Woo, that's a big mosquito. It's definitely something to keep an eye on, especially like for me, since I'm in living that the southern Texas area. We're very prone. We're all kind of on a watch list for some of these things, some of these tropical storms that are heading our way, or a possible tropical storm forming into a hurricane coming our way, possibly. We're just uh, we're just waiting for the new developments to come through, become updated as much as possible. But yeah, weathering times. Now, most of y'all right now are thinking, Uncle Louie, I know you did not just put out a new video after like 3+ weeks of nothing just to tell us about weather phenomenon. Well, I did and I didn't. I did because I did want to talk about it, and I do want to say that to everybody who's watching this, and if you're in the path of the storm, be safe and be careful and make the necessary preparations and take the necessary precautions to be safe out there, and to kind of guard your home against flooding if you're in a flood-prone area. If you're not very elevated, just try to minimize the damage as much as possible. Just come prepared, and that was just the main message for the weather, because it's very important. It can get very serious and the environment can change drastically in less than 2 minutes. I kid you not. So, the next weathering aspect, the non-literal weather. So, I'm gonna, just for this video for now, I'm gonna give you just a little itty bitty little insight into Uncle Louie's personal life. Just a little bit. I usually don't do this, but I thought, why not? Let's have a little fun. Let's see what kind of response I get. Okay? Okay. Alright. So there's been there's this particular girl that's I believe is the same age as me. So there's this girl that I believe is the same age as me, over 18 for sure. And I've been very interested in her. She's I hate to say this because it sounds very cheesy, but she's kind of like my fantasy girl. Like kind of has the traits and the qualities that I'm looking for in a partner, in a woman. But and obviously there's gonna be some cons to a lot of those pros. A lot of cons to those pros. But overall, I mean, she's wonderful. She's great. I'm very strongly attracted to her, and I just think she's a super cool person, amazing girl, like cool, one of the coolest girls I've met. And so I've done a bit of my part. I've gone up and talked to her. Made the first move, the second, even the third. Just to put a little effort in there, because nothing will happen if no one does anything. So If no one does nothing, nothing happens, you know, so expect nothing from nothing. So I go and do my thing, you know, just present myself, say hello, have a nice conversation, you know, just try to take it easy, you know, just taking it nice and easy, smooth. You know, I find that the older you get, the more slow you become when it comes to like, when it comes to relationships in general. You just, it's not so fast paced anymore. It can be, but it's not a preferred way. As opposed to when you're like, when you're very, very young, you know, you just breeze through everything like that. You know, you do so many things within the first week of being together, sometimes the first day. And while I may not be very old, I am actually part of the youth group category. I feel like an old man because I like to take things slow. I like to find out, get to really know the other person. You know, take the time to invest my time, my efforts into somebody. And to see if they're worth investing as well. Because sometimes the whole process of finding out their worth to you, or whether or not they're worth going after or not, is just something as simple as just a simple conversation. Just talking with them, seeing what they say, how they respond, how they don't respond, you know, what their thoughts are, all those things that we love to find out. We love to find out, but I'll tell you, I felt like it was going alright, okay, you know, not great, but not bad, you know, it's just kind of average. And then I get ignored. I just get a single hi, and that's it. And I'm more than sure, just so all you loyal Louians know, I'm like almost 100% sure that she's not subscribed, so she's not even gonna know who I'm talking about. Yeah, but nah, I was completely ignored, just gone into the forgotten backgrounds of a blurry visual screen effect from a movie a long time ago. So dreary, so weary. But yes, I was ignored. Almost like I wasn't even there. Like I didn't exist. At all. At all. Okay? Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm nothing wrong with me. I get over stuff very quickly. That's the beauty of Uncle Louie. He gets over stuff quickly. So, moving on. So she ignores me. I'm there thinking in my head, it's possibly my fault for not doing anything, for not taking the initiative to go make the effort to talk with her again, aside the multiple other times I've already done that. But at the same time, I thought to myself, wait a minute, Uncle Louie, what the F are you doing? You're doing all this effort, and no, there's no reciprocation, nothing. I mean, I get it, you know, as guys, we have to do all the freaking work. We gotta do everything. We gotta be the first one to go up. We gotta have the money. We gotta pay for the date. We gotta compliment you. We gotta do like everything, like a million things at once. While the woman just sits back and does absolutely nothing and waits to get swept off her feet. But what they don't realize, or at least what some, not all, what some women don't realize, is that guys, we like to get swept off our feet too, you know? Like, what's so wrong about that? Not saying you have to go buy me stuff or take me somewhere. It's like, it could just be something as simple as just saying, hey, I love you, saying a simple I love you, or it's like, you look great, or just giving us a hug. I mean, we're guys, we're simple creatures. Doesn't take much to please. That's not me saying that all you know, if you got a guy mad at you, girls, if you got a guy mad at you, that all you have to do is sleep with him, you know, while that may work most of the time, that's not always going to work. That sometimes makes things worse. No, you have to understand that we're people too. I mean, some of you women, or a majority of you women, have been always saying, we're people too, we have feelings. Well, I'm a guy, and I'm saying the same thing back to you. I'm throwing it back at your face, because you're not you're not following what you're preaching. It's like you claim you're people, you have feelings. Well, we have feelings too. We're guys, we have feelings too. We're not all the same out there. We got variety. We got a lot of variety, just like different kinds of chips. You got your nacho cheese flavored, your Cool Ranch flavored, you got your habanero flavor, your sour cream and onion. I mean, cheese, cheesy cheddar, whatever, you know, we got variety, just like everyone else. And just like how there's a wide variety of women, there's a wide variety of men. So anyway, back to originally what I was going for, the story, because I went off on a huge tangent. So I get ignored by this dream girl of mine, and you know, I get home and I kind of forget about it because I start watching a movie, just trying to relax, because it was a very long day yesterday. Particular day, I can't say what day it was, but it was a long day. And later that night, when I was outside looking at this, watching the stars, yes, and I do that, I watch stars, I love it. As I was watching the stars, a couple of thoughts started crossing my mind. I started thinking, could it be that I was just hoping too much? Did I put too much hope into this possible endeavor, in the chance that this might move on ahead or proceed any further and bear any kind of fruit? You know, did I basically hope too much? Did I even hope a little bit or enough to say it's possible this and that, when there was no hope justified? So that was one thing that crossed my mind. Another thing was, how come, and mind you, while I may be very much into this particular woman, she is not the only one that has shown interest in me. I know, it's funny, right? Like, you wouldn't think Uncle Louie has multiple women into him? Yeah, apparently so. Some of them are very obvious and some of them are a little bit more subtle about it, but I'm Uncle Louie. I can pick up the subtle things, man. But yes, at least that's what it seems. I mean, you can never be 100% sure unless they flat out tell you, like, yeah, I'm into you. So this is just speculation, but it seems like a very strong speculation. Almost to the point where it could be proven. Just by one little step and it could be proven. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, while I may be into this one particular, my dream girl very much, she's not the only one. You know, I'm saying, like, there's options, there's variety out there for me, because all of these other women that are into me, or that I speculate are into me, they're all very different, there's you know, pros and cons for each one of them, but they're all super cool. Like, that's the only thing that they all have in common. Like, all these women are very cool, they're very awesome. Like, I think they're really cool. And so you know, as going back to the second thought that I had, like, would it be so bad to forget about this girl, you know, this dream girl of mine, and just maybe pursue somebody that actually wants me, you know? I know it might sound a little funny, but, you know, is it too, like, this is me just talking to myself, like, in my head at the time, I was just talking to myself, like, Uncle Louie, would it be so bad if you just let this one go? Like, I know you, this is like a dream girl practically for you. She's got everything you want, everything you're looking for, all the traits, qualities. She's super, very, very attractive physically, and personality-wise, she's super amazing. But why don't you, I mean, there's no show of promise here. There's no, I don't see the potential anymore. Like, would it be so bad to just let this girl go? You know, just kind of forget about her. Like, phew, just let her go, like, go, let her fly away. Fly away. And focus on another girl that really is into you, that really wants to put the effort. Because it seems like there's a bunch of other women that are putting efforts towards me, but the one that I really want isn't putting much of an effort for me. So, you know, it makes you think about things. It makes you think about a lot of perspective. That's all it really is. It's perspective. It's perspective and personal feelings and justifying your feelings and keeping everything balanced. That's what it comes down to. Weathering these emotions, these tough emotions that sometimes make us think the most ironic and idiotic things, that make us want to do stupid stuff. And we're just thinking, I know better than this. Why am I still doing this? Why am I putting myself through this potential sadness, this extreme disappointment? Why am I disappointing myself if I know where it's headed? Why, oh why, oh why? 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 But that's the way it is. I mean, I will say this from my perspective. When you like someone, you like someone. You can't help it. You can try to ignore it, but it's gonna be there. Every time you're around this person, whether you're a guy and you're into a girl, or you're a girl and into a guy, or whatever your preference is, when you're around this person you like, you can't do anything about it. If you like them, you like them. Maybe it'll go away after some time, so there's usually that option, to wait, but sometimes you're stuck. You're stuck. Your feelings you're a slave to your feelings. And I believe that all too well. We are all big slaves to our feelings, to our emotions. That's why we do dumb things. That's why love makes people do very dumb things. Because we are slaves to our emotions. And we should know better. We do know better, but we still don't do better. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But so that was some thoughts, some introspective into the personal life of Uncle Louie. I'm gonna still keep going a little bit more. It's just want to let you know that stuff has been going on. Something that, I mean, if I have some subscribers there that want to make a comment on what I'm saying, or maybe just try to give their own perspective on how they see the situation based off of how I'm presenting it, feel free, leave it down in the comments. And don't forget to hit the notification bell icon. I believe it's this side. I hope it's right. And subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And hit the notification bell icon. Yes, I said that? Okay, good. I am a little bit jumbled right now because I am very, very tired and very relaxed at the same time. I've had a hell of a week. A very strong hell of a week. And I'm exhausted. Well, more mentally exhausted. Physically, I'm doing well. I'm just so mentally exhausted because I had to get up very, very early, and based off of my old habits of loving to be awake at night, late at night, I haven't been getting much sleep. So I've been very mentally tired and worn out. But yes, people, yes. Right now I'm looking at some very beautiful, beautiful white/gray clouds in the sky. Just passing by, Sometimes I wonder, like I look at the sky and I see that it's like a light blue in certain areas and a darker blue in others. And the clouds are like white and different kind of shades of white all the way down to gray. And maybe even a dark gray, especially now that it's a kind of a rainy weather. But there's this spot right now, this moment, maybe for the next 2 to 3 hours from while I'm recording this, where it's not gonna be raining, but there's still gonna be clouds, and there's gonna be bits and spots in the sky that have like partial open spaces where you can see the blue and everything, and it just makes me wonder, how is it that something this beautiful, and I mean truly gorgeous view or this scenery, how is it that no one talks about this stuff? And I mean that more towards like person to person, not just through news or anything, like person to person. Like, why don't people talk about how beautiful the sky is, how beautiful nature is, and actually go and sit down and maybe have a group or a club or something and just sit down and enjoy it? Being present in nature itself, being present in that moment. I just don't understand why no one does that. It's interesting, it's fun, and it's very relaxing, and it's something new. Something new, especially when there's a change in weather. Here, where I am in my area, is usually boiling hot sun, triple digits. Like, it's insane, it's hot. And lately it's been getting a lot cooler, and it's been starting to rain a lot more because of the tropical storms that are coming near the area and whatnot. So it's been cooling down, and people are always saying like, yeah, it's raining, but yet very few seldom talk about how beautiful it is to just watch the sky, watch the water fall from the sky. Enjoy that scenery, enjoy the moment, the weather, especially when we're going through rough times, times of doubt, self-doubt, whether it's self-imposed doubt or doubt imposed by another. It's perfect time, or whether we're lost in our emotions, unable to control ourselves, doing stupid things that we know better than to do, but we still do it because we're dumb. We're slaves to our emotions. These things can be bettered. It can be bettered. The situation can be bettered if we just look at the freaking sky, the scenery. That scenery. We just need to look at the scenery. Look at the scenery and relax. Relax. Let it go. Let it go, daddy-o. Alright, Bahama Mama? Just let it go. Be cool. 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 Be cool. And, like I said, be cool. Relax. Release all the nerves, the tension in the muscles, the tension in the muscles, the pectoral muscles, the shoulders, the back, all over, the arm, the bicep, the tricep, the stomach, everything. Just release all that tension. Relax. And we can get through anything. Especially going through, I guess we can say, romantic type of situations. Whether they be going well or not going well. Just being able to relax can get us to a better place. A better place to think over things. Consider our other options, if there are. If there aren't, then consider just the other option of being alone, being single for a little while longer. And mind you, I've been single for many years. Uncle Louie has been single for many years, so since I'm already used to it, you know, I could just as easily kind of just stay single for a while longer, you know? There's no rush. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. Just stay single for a little while longer, and maybe then some girl will come my way, or some woman will come my way. I mean, you know, some female will come my way that'll be like a perfect match for me. Probably better than any of these, and probably more attractive, smarter, cooler, better, you know, better traits than, a stronger presence of traits that I like in a potential partner. See, there's always options. There's always options. You know, if you're in a relationship and you're kind of thinking it's not, like, one of the two people in the relationship is thinking, oh, maybe it's not going as well as it has been. It's kind of been slow. We've tried, but nothing seems to work. It's just kind of going downhill. And if one of them is the person who's thinking that wants to leave, but the other one says, what are you going to do? You're never going to find anyone as good as me, blah, 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 all that stuff. It's like, well, that's not true. There's always someone better. There's always someone better than you. And likewise, there's always someone worse than you. So, you know, for all of you who are too up in the clouds thinking you're all that, there's definitely someone better that your significant other could definitely get. And for those of you who don't think highly of themselves, just think, there's always someone worse. You could be that girl, you know, if you're a girl, and if your guy's not giving you, like, treating you well, or he doesn't think highly of you, or if you don't think highly of yourself, just remember, there's some guy in the world who has a girlfriend that he just absolutely hates, despises, wants to get out, and she's acting all stuck up and snobby, thinking that she's the best that he's ever gonna get. But he might actually be a super awesome dude, and he might end up with you. take that into perspective. Or vice versa for the, just same situations that I just mentioned, just reverse the roles. There could be a stuck-up guy thinking he's all that, and this girl's trying to be sincere and give him true, real love and affection and try to make something real, a long-term thing. And this guy's just playing around, but he's thinking he's the best ever. And likewise, there could be some other guy, some other girl somewhere, or in this case, they're switched. Yeah, so there could be a guy somewhere else who's friggin' amazingly nice and cool and better than this other stuck-up guy. And you could end up with that guy, and you just hit it off well. In both S-tied. I got S-tied. The S's came out too much. Made my tongue go th. But no, these situations, regardless of which place you would be or you would see yourself in, whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl, just remember, there's always someone better than you, and there's always someone that's worse than you. In every way. In every single way. So, think about that, especially when you like someone and you want to show, and you want them, but nothing's happening, or nothing's going to happen. Don't feel sad. Or if you do, you can feel sad for a little while. That's fine. Feel sad for a day if you want. But just don't let the sadness stick, because know that deep down, you know the truth. And the truth is, there's always someone better. There's always someone more attractive. There's always someone that has something that this person definitely lacks, even though they might be perfect either way. There's always something that could be better. Always, always. Whether it be a physical characteristic or a personality characteristic, or just certain habits. It could be anything. But there's always going to be someone better. Just have that. I think that's a positive type of mentality, a positive way of looking at pursuing and being pursued. There's always going to be someone better and someone worse. So, take that into consideration the next time that you're, romancing around and wanting to see wanting an opportunity to maybe find someone, or if you find someone that you really like and you're head over heels for them, whether you be a guy or a girl, into a guy or a girl. Just know that there's options. There's always going to be another option. There's always going to be another option. So don't let it bum you out if they don't want to. Or if you had a short relationship and it didn't last, don't be bummed out. There's always someone better. There's always someone better. Take my word for it. Uncle Louie knows what he's talking about. I've been rejected more times than you can count. And almost always there's never a relationship to begin with. It was just rejection straight from the top. So I know what I'm saying. There's always someone better. And the better ones do come along every once in a while. So sometimes more often for certain people than others. So yeah, there's always something better. So now for the what you've all been waiting for, besides the main content, the challenge question. I think a very fitting and appropriate challenge question for this video, Weathering Times, would be, and this will relate to the romance part, definitely, this will be a romance type of question. So for all you viewers out there, you loyal Louians, or you first-timers who are watching this watching one of my videos for the first time, here's my question. When you find a person that you like, when you develop a liking for them, a crush, what do you do to make yourself known? How do you make your presence known? How do you basically let them know that you exist? What is your process of presenting yourself? That's my question for you. Leave your answers in the comments down below. And this is Uncle Louie saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you all on the next one.